You ever seen a Camry that made you do a double take? Because I didn't expect this either. This is the 2025 Toyota Camry XSE Hybrid. And it's not trying to be subtle. It's giving midlife crisis without the midlife energy. And honestly, that's kind of refreshing. Toyota basically said, what if we made our most reliable appliance look like it goes to the gym? Front canards, big gloss black grille, fake diffuser. It's cosplay, sure, but it works. This Camry's not fast, but it feels dressed for performance. And sometimes that's enough. Behind the wheel, it's chill, effortless. Steering's light, like steal it from grandma light. But what makes the drive feel smooth isn't the good tuning. It's the hybrid setup doing the heavy lifting. Pop in the hood, you get a 2.5 liter inline 4 paired with electric motors. Combined output is around 232 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. No, it's not going to pin you to your seat, but from 0 to about 40 miles per hour, it's way more responsive than you think. You get that instant torque from the electric motors without the CVT feeling like it's screaming into the void. Inside, this is where the Camry flexes harder than people give it credit for. You got soft touch materials, sport seats that are actually supportive and comfortable, and a cabin that doesn't feel like it's an afterthought. Toyota finally stopped pretending that all we wanted was beige cloth and gave us something with flavor. Infotainment, not mind-blowing, but functional. You get a decent-sized touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and thankfully, actual buttons for climate control. And the JBL audio sound system, way better than it has any right to be. If you like listening to music while driving, this setup slaps. Let's talk the hybrid drive feel. It's quiet while cruising, smooth off the line, and there's this eerie silence when you lift off the throttle. Almost like you're gliding. The regenerative braking isn't noticeable either, so it doesn't feel like you're constantly being pulled back. Fuel economy, you get 44 miles per gallon city and 43 highway. That's pretty insane for a car with this much room. The only thing drinking less in this Camry is your friend who claims they're cutting back. Handling-wise, it's composed, predictable. You can tell Toyota tuned this for comfort first and sportiness second. Don't expect it to hug corners like a GR86. But that's not the point. This is for long commutes, highway cruising, and pulling up to the office without feeling like a total NPC. Now, the XSE part, that's Toyota's way of saying look sporty, stay comfy. You get gloss black accents, 19-inch wheels, a mesh grille, a rear spoiler, and some attitude baked in. But no suspension tweaks, no power bump, just vibes. Compared to the Kia K5 GT line or the Accord Hybrid Sport, the Camry XSE feels more grown up. The K5's edgier, the Accord's a little bit techier, but this feels like it's not trying too hard. And unlike the Camry TRD, you won't lose your hearing on the interstate. So, who's this for? This is for the person who doesn't care about lap times, first and foremost. They want reliability, comfort, and a car that feels like it cares, even if it doesn't bite. You're someone who appreciates the style, but doesn't need the drama. You want to merge confidently, sip gas like it's overpriced, because it is, and look a little cooler than the guy in the base SE. I'll be real with you. I used to think hybrids were boring, and most of the time they are. But driving this reminded me that not every car has to be a project or a performance build. Some cars are just good at being good. And this one, it's surprisingly good at almost everything. Would I buy one? Maybe not. But I get it. The 2025 Camry XSE Hybrid is for the commuter who wants peace with presence. A stylish daily that's low effort and high reward. And built to do what most cars forget. Make your life easier. So, would you take this over the Accord Hybrid or the K5? Let's argue in the comments. This car is very quiet. One thing I haven't noticed how to do yet, if it's even possible, I know in the Kia and Hyundai it is possible, but I don't know how to change this right here, the side of the RPM, where the RPMs would be. I don't know how to change it to be the actual RPM gauge rather than being charge, eco, or power. You know what I mean? You guys can kind of get a gist of how this is. Just like that. It doesn't feel fast, but we're already doing 65 miles per hour. So that kind of gives you an idea on how quick this can be. Go through some of the buttons. So this is your camera. One thing I thought was funny is that the distance from the vehicle in front of you looks kind of far away, but in reality, it's pretty close. So it's kind of misleading. The car is plenty torquey off the line. You don't get any tire chirper or anything like that because it is all-wheel drive. But my least favorite thing about the driving in this car is the brakes. Maybe it's because I'm coming from a Civic SI driving that, but when you go to press the brakes, it's like, okay, you're pressing the brakes, it's not doing anything, but then you have to press a little bit harder, and it feels like you're hitting like a wall with your foot. And if you press it too much more, like you start jerking forward, pause, but like when you step on the brakes, it's like you're either pressing it too little or it's not enough, or if you're pressing it too little or too much is what I'm trying to say. So there's like something missing, like it's almost like you have jumps in the back. So this is something I could see being somebody's first car. One, because of the drivability. It's super easy to drive. It doesn't take much like learning to drive this car. Literally anybody can jump in this car and drive it. It's quick. It is around 232 horsepower. I like doing that to people. It's easy to drive. I love the sunroof. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I love the sunroof. When it goes on the exterior of the vehicle rather than the interior, it looks so sick. It looks like a little mohawk for the car, and I love that about this. Again, this car is uber quiet. No road noise. Feels like I'm driving on a cloud. Let's go ahead and put this in eco. You get a little animation when you change the driving modes, which is pretty cool. It's always fun to see that. It does pick up speed fairly quickly. Already, see? So the car is by far not slow. Like, it is not slow. It's just not engaging. So if you're a car enthusiast, if you're a driving enthusiast, keep that in mind. This is not a car that you'll be driving on the toge or anything. This is something that you just drive your family around in, or go get your groceries, your daily driver, go to work or whatever. This is that vehicle. I wouldn't recommend you buy this and try to modify it. I get this a driving difficulty of like 1 out of 5. Like 1 being the easiest, 5 being hard. This is like a 1.5 tops. I give it the half a point because of the braking. Going through these menus, you can hold down the OK button, and it will let you change whatever menu stuff you want to change. You have a whole list of things right here that you can go through. Again, this is the 2025 Toyota Camry XSE. This is a hybrid electric vehicle. It's 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated, but combined with 232 horsepower with the front and back wheels. So this is a nice car for a beginner, nice car for a parent or somebody that just needs to get their kid to school or something. This is your go-to car. I actually had more fun in this than I had in the Accord, so keep that in mind. You have a lot of nice luxury features in this car. You're not gonna feel like a cheap bozo driving this, so that's good. I hope you guys enjoyed the drive. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and thank you guys for coming on the ride with me.